So this is a walkthrough of the penny lab where we will take a copper penny and we will make it appear to look silver in the first step, and in the second step we'll make it look like it's gold. So the first step, first station here, is just some solutions that have been prepared of sodium chloride and ACl with acetic acid. And this step is simply to clean the surface of the penny. So it is best to start with a somewhat shiny penny if you can, but even a shiny penny might have some oils and other impurities on the surface that we want to clean up. So this is pretty simple. We're just going to put it in one of the beakers, and you can kind of stir it around. You can also use the spatula to kind of flip it over so both sides are exposed. And I would say leave it in there maybe 3 or 4 minutes. So once your penny is looking nice and shiny, you can go ahead and remove it. Feel free to grab one of these ceramic evaporating dishes just to hold your penny in as you move from station to station. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. I'm going to use my tongs to pick up the penny. And I immediately want to take this to the sink and rinse it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll bring it over here. Notice we have step 2. Just give it a good rinse, and then I'll go ahead and dry it. All right, so next I've got my clean, dry penny. I'm gonna come over to the fume hood. You will see at least one beaker boiling. This beaker has zinc chloride solution, so there's a lot of zinc ions dissolved. There's also some granular zinc in there that can also dissolve and provide some additional zinc ions. Now I want to be careful here because the hot plate is hot, hence the name, and we want to go ahead and take our penny and carefully put it into the hot zinc chloride solution. Now you can keep an eye on it. It should start to look more and more silver. Take some time, so just go ahead and observe it. We've got some kind of floating zinc particles in here too, but just monitor that until it looks as if it's coated in shiny silvery zinc. Once you remove it with the tongs, you can go right to the distilled water rinse. We've got a big beaker of distilled water, and we can go right to that and just kind of swish it around in there to get it again well rinsed. So this has only been in here for a minute or so. I can go ahead carefully and shake off any of the solid zinc that's on there. But you should be able to see that it's starting to look silver on one side. You may need to flip it so that both sides can be exposed to the zinc chloride solution. So just keep an eye on it, and I can help you with that, giving it time to get that zinc plating to happen. All right, so this has been bubbling away for probably about 5 minutes. I want to try to remove it. I'm going to try to move it aside so that the floating granules are not really above it as best I can. And you can see that it's going to look fairly silver. I want to just kind of see if I can shake off any of those zinc particles. And I'm going to take it over to the distilled water. It's hot, so we want to be really careful here. I'm just going to give it a good rinse in the distilled water. And you can see that it really does look silver at this point. And I'm even just going to drop it in. Give it a good rinse. All right, now it may still be hot, so I'm going to go ahead and place it into my ceramic dish for a little bit of additional cooling. When it's cool, maybe give it 3 or 4 minutes. Carefully pick it up and dry it again with a paper towel. So at this point, you can see that I've got a nice, shiny, silver-looking penny. That's zinc that's been plated out on its surface. If you want to leave it at this step and leave it like a silver penny, you can do that. If I want to now change it into what looks like gold, I'm going to go to one of the smaller hot plates. And this next step, so we plated out some zinc solid, it's a very thin layer. This next step, by heating the zinc in the copper of the penny, you actually cause some of those atoms to mix together and make a brass alloy. So brass is a copper and zinc alloy. And what we're gonna do is place it on the hot plate very carefully, it's hot, and use our tongs to flip it about every 30 seconds. And we should see it get more and more kind of goldish color the more that we heat it. And I've come back just after a couple seconds and it is already looking very gold. It was quite quick. Actually missed it while I turned it off. So again, we've got some of that zinc and copper now mixing to make a brass alloy, and now we have our gold penny. It's gonna be hot. I would put it back in your dish, let it cool. You could even give it another rinse in the distilled water to cool it off. But there's our procedure to make a silver and then gold penny. And once you are done with the lab, it's always a good idea to go ahead and wash your hands with soap and water so that if you did get any chemicals on your hands, you are good to go. Thanks for watching.